Alright guys, I haven't posted in a really long time, um, but I'm just going to quickly start with a physique update, just kind of where I'm at right now. Do a hard flex. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Do I step on the scale? Sure. My feet are kind of gnarly right now, so don't pay too close attention. But I'll show you the weight. And this is obviously with the camera here too. But let's go with 216. All right, guys, back. So kind of start a couple basics here again, just because the basics always stay true. Doesn't matter, these are kind of very general things that I do on a regular basis, but they really help me out, and I think they're going to help you out too. So I start my morning with just coffee. I don't eat right away. I save that for later on in the day because it's like the further out I can push my calories, the less I tend to consume, as opposed to if I had like a breakfast now, chances are I'd be hungry again at lunch, just because that's kind of routine and societal norm to eat 3 times a day. So if I can skip the first meal, just have a coffee, hey, then I save myself some calories, and then we can really eat lunch later and get those calories in when A, you're hungry, and B, I'm going to go to the gym after my coffee, get a good workout in, and then just fuel that muscle that I've torn down and help with the recovery process. So right now I'm just going to make a coffee, and then we're going to sit down, and then we're going to have a chat. All right, well, here we are. I'm back. Man, these have been a rough couple last months. I think eventually, somewhere down the line, I'll probably tell you what happened, but not right now. I released a couple videos early on in July, which I should not have. Not because they weren't honest of what I was going through, but because when you're at the height of your pain, I don't think you should look to people for comfort. I think you should go to God for that, because He's the ultimate source for peace and comfort. And there's lots of people that will tell you lots of different things, and they'll give you advice on what they think you should do, but ultimately wisdom comes from God. I deleted those videos, and for those that have seen it, I would ask that you just please don't put anything in the comments. Just do that for me, please. But yeah, I'm back. I'm going to post again, because my journey isn't over. I said, you know, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. And according to the scale upstairs, I'm at 215 now. Let's say the camera weighs a pound. My hat weighs a little bit, and then my shorts too, so it's like 250. Which means that's 80 pounds weight loss. So that's pretty good, you know. We're not quite at the year mark when I started. So 80 pounds in less than a year is good. It's good. But I still have weight to drop, and I haven't reached my goal. But yeah, this video is about forgiveness, and I'm having to practice that a lot these days. But no life is spared pain. I think everyone makes mistakes. A lot of people go adrift, lose themselves in situations, give in to their insecurities, give in to past trauma. And but no life and no one should be without forgiveness. Because I believe that there's redemption for everyone. I really do. I think there's the possibility is there, if you want it. And if you ask God for help with that, I believe that there is true redemption out there for everyone. But anyways, no one should go without forgiveness. And this video is about forgiveness. And I want to read you guys this passage here from I've read this before, but this is one of my favorite Bible verses because it's just so true, and it just rings such truth to me. But let me read it here. So this is from 1 Timothy 1:15. Here is a trustworthy saying that deserves full acceptance. Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners, of who I am the worst. The reason this rings so true for me is because at the end when it says, he came to save sinners, of which I am the worst. That's me, like that's me. Because I've done things in my life that are so terrible that I feel so much regret for, that I feel so much shame for and guilt. And I can't tell you these things, not yet anyways, because it's like y'all would just like unsubscribe and go. But I think maybe one day I can talk to you about it. But it's the next verse that I want to draw your attention to here, because Timothy 1:16. So we'll reread that first part again. Here's a trustworthy saying that deserves full acceptance. Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners, of who I am the worst. Now 16. But for that very reason, I have shown mercy, so that in me, the worst of sinners, Jesus Christ might display his immense patience as an example for those who believe in him and receive eternal life. And see, guys, like for me, like I've turned my life around. Like I've turned my life around, and I think you can see that in like what I look like on the outside, for one, right? So it's like physically I've turned my life around. But guys, like that pales in comparison to what God has done for me on the inside. Because when I say like worst of sinners, it's like there's so much stuff that I carried for so long that held me hostage, that held me in bondage, that kept me from really moving forward in everything, you know. It's like in a healthy relationship with my wife. It kept me from pursuing God. It kept me from really becoming like the best version of myself. And now it's like my goal is to, you know, it's like love deeper, live life with a purpose. Like that's why I make these videos, because it's like I can do this by myself, no problem. And making the videos sometimes is a pain. It's also a therapeutic, like, you know, process for me though. So it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm not completely altruistic on this, but with everything that I do now, I want to do it to glorify God. And so that through me, He can show other people like that there is real redemption out there, you know, like that you can turn your life around and be the person you want to be, not the person that you've become, but the person that you really want to be. And I received forgiveness from God for the things that I've done, and I really want to share that with you guys, because I think that the joy, the peace, the comfort, the forgiveness, just the hope for a better life, I think that can only come from God. I think that can only come from Jesus, because nothing else I've tried substituting Jesus for has worked. Nothing. And yet He pulled me back. You know, I ran, man. I ran. I tried to get as far away as possible. I denied Him, you know. It's like, you know, you talk about Peter denying Jesus 3 times, but it's like I denied Jesus like more than I can count. But He pulled me back. He did not give up on me. And so now it's my turn, you know. Now I am unashamed of the gospel. It's like I am very proud to call myself a Christian. And I'm very proud to say that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. But what does this have to do with weight loss, right? Because it's like it's a weight loss channel. And what does forgiveness have to do with weight loss? Let's talk about that. I have done things to my body which I cannot take back. Getting to 300 pounds, 350, whatever you're at, has consequences, right? So I don't know if you guys can see this, right? But it's like this loose skin. And I have loose skin all over my body now too. It's like I should show you guys my bump. It's like I even have loose skin on my bump. Like, how is that even possible? But I've injured my body, and that's only the stuff that you see on the outside, right? It's like I don't even know what's going on the inside. I mean, I haven't done like a thorough physical in a long time, but every action has consequences. You know, it's like every sin has consequences. You think you might get away with something for a while, but eventually it catches up, right? And so for me, I let my weight get out of control. I would binge eat. I would eat when I'm bored. I would eat when I'm sad, depressed. I would eat just because it tastes good. You know, like just for the addictive just to fuel my addiction. You know, it's like that's like I would eat all the time, and before you know it, right, I was 300 pounds. And the sad thing about that is like, it's not just the, like getting to be 300 pounds. I feel like obesity has hurt me mentally. It's hurt me physically. And I feel like it's robbed me of years of my life that I could have been living differently. But it's also robbed me in so many different ways that I can't even explain to you, because it's like the repercussions of it. It's not just like your physical body. It's like obesity, like it hurts you on the inside. It messes with your head, and it hurts you. And so talking about forgiveness, it's I know how much I've hurt myself. I know how much I've just damaged this body. I know that because I was obese for so long, and because of the choices that I made, eating whatever I want, that got me up to 300 plus pounds, I know that the consequences of that have hurt me in ways that you cannot understand unless, it's like you've been in my shoes. So for skinny people watching this, I don't know if you'll understand, but it's like for fat people watching this, it's like, I think you'll understand. But this is why I encourage you guys just to like really, really put in the effort, like, and get your bodies and get your head right, because it's like, don't keep hurting yourself. But at this point, the damage is done. I'm, and it's always easier looking at this in retrospect, right? So because it's like, now I'm like 215, so I can kind of look back on the process and it's like really self-analyze where I was versus where I am now. And so that gives some kind of clarity to things. But the forgiveness, forgiveness is so important, because there is no time machine. There's no going back, and it's like telling your younger version, hey, it's like, maybe don't eat that, maybe don't just binge all the time, it's like, just put that fork down, there's no time machine. So we are where we are now, right? The choices that we've made, the effects that they've had, there is no going back. There's only moving forward. But you cannot move forward in your life without forgiving yourself for the things that you have done to yourself. Because without forgiveness, without forgiving yourself, you are going to be stuck. You are going to be kept in chains. You're going to be kept in bondage to all the mistakes that you've done in the past. And you won't be able to move forward. And we have to move forward. Because it's like, this life, it's like, and believe me, man, it's like, I've been to the point where I wanted to end it all. It's like, I was at the point where it's like, no, forgiveness, nah, I'll just finish it. But that's not what God wants. That's definitely not what my family wanted. And that's, honestly, it's like, I thank God that He reached down and it's like, stop me. But now it's up to us to forgive ourselves so we can move forward. And I know that's easier said than done.
And that's why I would encourage you guys. It's like, when it comes to forgiving another person, right? They've hurt us. We want them to feel the pain. We want them to feel the judgment. We want them to understand it's like, you hurt me so much, so I'm going to not forgive you. I'm going to treat you like this. I'm going to treat you like that. But really what's happening with that is it's just our pain. We want them to hurt because we are hurt. But if you're going to live like that all the time, wanting to hurt other people that have hurt you, you're always going to be in pain. And that's the same thing with your body too. It's like if you are not going to forgive yourself for what you've done to your body, you are going to live in pain for the rest of your life. So it's what I've done. I've prayed over this a lot. I've asked my friends to pray with me over this. But yeah, I've prayed for forgiveness for myself. And the other part to forgiveness then is you've lived this life up to this point, and you've told yourself a story about your life up to this point. Not only about your life, but the person that you were. Right? The person that you were based on what you have done up to that point. So now it's about rewriting your story. Right? Who are you wanting to be in the future? That is completely up to you, right? It's like you want to be the best version of yourself that you can be. But you can't do that if you're stuck in the past. Right? So it's like for me, it's like this loose skin that I carry around, right? For skinny people, it's unsightly, it's whatever. I don't really like it either, right? I don't think it's the prettiest thing. But for skinny people, it's like, oh, it's like loose skin, whatever, blah, blah. It's like, and that is what I would have thought too. But this is where you have to rewrite your story. Yes, I've done this to my body. Yes, I have loose skin. Yes, I've stretched it to the point of no return. But that's the past. Now, what if an obese person looks at me? What if a fat person looks at me? To them, it's a sign of victory. Right? It's a sign that this guy did what I feel is next to impossible. This guy was able to drop that amount of weight to where his skin isn't able to recoil and it's stuck, So that's what I mean when you rewrite your story, right? And it's like, to me, I think at this point, eventually, maybe, I doubt it, but surgery would be nice. I would like to take it off. But I don't know, I also don't want to spend that money. I'd rather spend it on making new memories. But you have to rewrite that story. And when I say purpose in life, it's like, I think when you leave the past behind, you also start a new purpose for your life. The best version of yourself will have a new purpose in life that the old version of you did not have. my purpose in life, and I've thought about this multiple times, because it's like I thought my purpose in life was, it's like, okay, you know what, be a good person, make good amounts of money, provide for the family, get a nice house, get in nice cars. But in making the money, I've neglected my marriage. In making the money, I've neglected my body. I've neglected my God. I've neglected friends. And not because I was trying to be selfish, but because I lost focus on what was really important. Because I got wrapped up in my past, my insecurities, my not feeling worthy, my not feeling all those things that I thought about myself. And I neglected all the things that were really important to me. So put the past behind you, put those insecurities behind you, put all of that stuff that told you who you are now, put that back, forgive yourself for the damage that you've done to yourself, and then move forward and focus on the things that are truly important to you, and that will bring you joy, and that will bring you peace. Because whatever you give your attention to, whatever you focus on, like that's what's going to consume you guys. So once you forgive yourself, you let go, you're able to focus on what's really important to you. So my story has been the story of doing it again, right? The journey doing it again, right? Because I've done this twice already. This is now the third time of me dropping the weight. My story has been that of doing it again, but no more. Like, I don't want to do it again. I don't want my story to be doing it again. This time is the last time. After this, it's not going to be doing it again. It's going to be never again. I'm going to let go of the past. I'm going to say never again. I'm going to move into the future where I'm going to love my God. I'm going to search after Him. I'm going to live a life that glorifies Him. I'm going to love my wife. I'm going to never again neglect her and the things that she really feels that she needs and are valuable to her. I'm never again going to neglect my body and cause damage to it. I'm going to do what's healthy, exercise, eat well, all that. And I'm not going to neglect my mental health as well. I'm in therapy now. I read my Bible every day. Devotions every day. I pray every day. I communicate with my wife on a consistent basis. Really ask her how she's doing, how we're doing. Try and make more plans together, hang out, really rediscover each other as friends. But yeah, it's all about like that holistic approach, doing what's important to you and becoming the best version of yourself. And yeah, I always end my outros, right, with I know I'm special, so if I can do it, so can you. But really, guys, I am special. You are special. We're all special. God created all of us with different strengths, different talents, and we're on this earth to help people in the best way that we can that glorifies God. So share whatever God gave you, whatever strengths, whether it be creativity or, you know, you've got like a really smart brain, share that with the world. You know, it's like make the world a better place. I think that's how we give back to God, you know. It's like the greatest commandment is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Right? But it's the do unto others part. I think that's really important. Right? So I'm going to end it this way, guys. It's like, I am special. You are special. But I've shown you that I can do it. And because I can do it, so can you. Thanks for watching.